soul. Run the dance floor, make the world go round again. Oh, yeah, it's right.
Hi guys, I promised you some time back on one of my previous videos. So I was going to show you how I take the salt out of a Spam, and I'm sure there's other videos on the internet about it. But you know what? I'm going to show you anyway. First of all, we got to open the Spam. We'll take this top off. Put that in the sink. Turn it upside down. Sometimes just pat it. There it comes out like that. Okay, put that over there. Now what I'm going to use is I bought this Spam slicer. Let's see if I can see that in the right picture. There you go. Spam slicer. Or a meat slicer. I use it for my Spam. It's pretty inexpensive. It's like $9 or something. That's what it includes shipping if you have Prime. We'll get it. Alright, so this is the slicer that comes with it. I'm going to show you this later, what I use that for. And I have my one chopstick. But let's take it out of there and put this in here like this. Just pick it. I did wash my hands, by the way. We'll put this right there. Kind of center it so that you got the equal distance. Then just bring it down like that. Bang. Okay, now we'll take this off to one side. We're going to leave this. What are we going to leave it for? I'll tell you what we're going to leave it for. Because we have a pot over here on this stove right there that I'm going to get boiling. Get it to boil. Wait until it boils. We'll get it right. Okay. And then I'm going to take these slices and I'm going to put them in there, and I'll use this chopstick to peel them apart. And I'll be back when this gets hot enough to show you how that's done. Be right back. Okay, my little pan over here behind the camera right now. The water's about getting ready to boil, or is boiling right now. And I'm going to take all this, I'm going to put it in there in the pan. But you'll need this to take it out. And I'll show you that in a few minutes. Let's see if I can take this over without burning myself. I usually wind up burning myself one way or another, so I'm going to take this over close, like that. We'll just take this and just put it right in. There you go. I'm going to peel it. Burns. Not supposed to do that, guys. Like that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave that. I can set a timer for 5 minutes. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5, 7 minutes, someplace in there. What I'll do is I'll take my chopstick and I'll spread these slices apart that I previously cut. And the reason I do that is I want the water to get between the slices so that the salt moves into the water. And how do I know that's going to happen? Well, you'll see the water will start changing color like it is right already. Separate this a little. First time you put this thing in there you go. Okay. Alright. We're all, and what will happen now is these will start floating towards the surface. And when it floats towards the surface, what that means is the salt water is more buoyant than regular fresh water. So we'll just kind of leave this like this right now. We'll leave it alone for 5 minutes, and then I'll be back and I'll show you what I mean. Well, oh, by the way, I don't take it out at 5 minutes. I'll leave it in and I'll cover it like that for another 5 minutes and just let it soak. And then I'll wash it under the sink. And what I use for that is this here, strainer. I was using a different type of utensil to do it, but this is easy, it's fast. Let's make the job simple. Let's not overcomplicate it. So I'll be back in a couple of minutes when this gets done boiling. Stay tuned. In case you're wondering, let me focus in. I want to show you something real quick. Focus in. Move the camera around a little bit here. I don't know if you can see this area right in here. It's the salt coming out of the Spam and kind of floating to the surface right there. So I think the light's okay on that. Let me turn the light off, see if it can make a difference. That might be, yeah, now you can see it a little bit better. You can see this here. That's a good indication. We want the salt out. You don't have to buy the salt-free or low-salt Spam because this will take it out. Trust me. Alright, I'll be right back. Alright, the timer's gone off. But I want you to notice, see how these are floating to the top now? That means about as much salt is going to come out. You can leave it in for a little longer if you want to. Play it by ear. It's not a critical. You're not going to ruin anything. It does, if you have like hot and spicy Spam, it might take some of the flavoring out. I want to get the salt out because it's really low. Spam is loaded with salt, and it's done that purposely so that it preserves it. The life expectancy on Spam is usually about 5 years, which is pretty good. Great for an emergency like they're having right now with the hurricanes. At least you have something to eat, and you can eat it right out of the can. All right, now I'm going to shut the gas off here, and I'm going to take the pan, it's a plate. I'm going to put it right on top like that, and I'm going to let it sit there for another 5 minutes. Set my timer, if I don't knock my camera over. There we go, and I'll be back when that gets done. Alright guys, I'm taking, watching it burn myself. I'll take this off the top now, set it down there. Now I'm going to use my trusty little grippers here, whatever you call them. I'm going to hold this up so I don't make a mess of it. I'm going to put my thing like that, my strainer. I'm just going to carefully grab them because I don't want to ruin them. Squeeze them together and I'll just dump them in here. They'll drain the water off into the plate. You want to do that because you don't want to make a mess in the kitchen, or you'll be sleeping in the garage for the next 3 weeks. Okay, let's do this. This is fast and simple. Alright, I'm done with this. What I'm going to do now is, if I can show you, I'll move the camera over. I think I'll move the camera over without ruining everything. Yeah. Now I'm just going to put some cold water on it, kind of rinse them off. Just take the plate, put it off to the side for the time being. What I'm going to do is, I got some paper towels here. I'm going to put the paper towel on top of the cutting board, just like that. Okay, good enough. Now I'm done with this. I'll get my plate back. I'm just going to set it in there like that. You just want to let it drain for a few minutes. Just focus in on that a little bit. There you go. Let's trust your camera. I don't have a cameraman. It's all by myself here. So I'm just going to let this drip a little bit. And then without burning myself, and usually I do, just move this like that. Move it up a little bit. I'm going to take the Spam now, and I'll put one piece down. Wow, it's hot. Woo, baby. I'll take this one here, put it on top, and I'll line them up because I'm going to cut them in a minute. I put the round ones here, the ones on the end, I put them on the side, I'll put it on the top and the end. Usually, ouch, I'll make 2 packs, or piles, not packs. A little more cold water helps. I'll put it like this. I know it seems like a lot of work, but I'll tell you something, it's really worth it. And at the end of a hard day, it gives you something to do without thinking about work or, ow, what's going on in the news. That is really hot. I probably should have let it cool for a little longer. One more piece. This will burn me. 3rd degree burns, I'll go to the hospital. There you go. Now I'll take the round piece and put it on top here. Like that. Put this one here. Let's get rid of this stuff. We don't need that. And let's see, can you see it? No, you can't. Didn't adjust the camera right. Okay, now you can see it. Alright. Now I'm going to take my knife. I'm going to cut it right down the center. Like that. And down the center over here. Alright. That's how you do the Spam to get the salt out of it. It works every time. And it sure makes it a lot tastier. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back in a minute and I'm going to show you how I prepare my sauce to fry this in my carbon steel pan. So stay tuned and I'll be back and I'm going to show you how I mix it. Okay? This is going to really be exciting. Alright guys, I'm back. What I'm going to show you is what I use to prepare the sauce to fry my Spam in. So I got this bowl here and I got a little measuring, a 1 tablespoon measure, a couple chopsticks, the fork I'll use to turn my Spam over. I have some brown sugar. And then I got some Kinder's marinated teriyaki sauce, but you could use any kind of teriyaki sauce. I bought this at Sam's Club. I've used almost all of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of this now and don't measure it, just pour it in. I just kind of know it by hand. A little bit more. There we go. Put the top back on, put that off to the side. Then I'll take about a tablespoon of brown sugar. And I'll put that in there a little bit more. Highly measured, you can see that, right? Put that off to the side. This sauce, let me move in if I can. There we go. So you can see what it looks like. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my chopsticks and I'm going to mix it. It's a little cold yet because I had it in the refrigerator, but it'll warm up as I leave it out. Now you could mix anything as a sauce for this, but I just happen to like this. I use it more probably than I should. You can do it without the sugar if you want to, but it helps to caramelize the caramelize. I guess that's the right term. Yeah, caramelize it. So now what I'm going to do is take this and put it off to the side, and we're ready to go. I will take some butter. I'm going to use the good butter. What's that, from Ireland or something? And I'm going to put that in my pan over here. So let me move the camera around. There's me pan right there. Okay. So now we're going to take this and we'll put the butter in. Just like that. Might be a bit too much, but that's alright. We'll use it. I'm going to turn my heat on real low, maybe like 1. This is a gas stove. And we'll leave that warm up a little bit first. And I do use a fork to turn my my Spam over. So let me just kind of whisk this around a little bit. What I usually do is I put the Spam in first and let it start to brown. And then once the pan gets hot, these pans, by the way, are almost indestructible. What I'll do is I'll take the Spam now and I'll just kind of place it around the outside, just about like this. And I turn the rounded size up along the edge. Why, I don't know. I think it just fries it better or looks better. Like this. I use my hands a lot. They were washed. We went through that before, remember? Okay, put it around the edge. Oh, put it, yeah, this is fine. I'll put it like that. And like this here. I'll put some in the center. It's going to take you 2 panfuls, no matter which way you cut it, to do all this. Now we just move them around with a fork a little bit. When it gets a little hotter, I'll be back and I'll show you how I put the sauce on. I'll put this, just kind of drip it over the top, and we'll be all set, and I'll show you how I do it. Be back. Alright, I moved the camera around a little bit so you can see it a little easier. Because usually I have my hand in the way and you can't, it takes up too much space on everything. So let me get a spoon over here. I'm going to turn them over a little bit first. Now, I tried this in a stainless steel pan. They stuck to the bottom. Nothing seems to stick to this, which is nice, but I want to get butter on both sides of the Spam. I know I'm going to get comments, you're using too much damn butter, but I like butter. Okay? You should use margarine. Don't use margarine, it'll make you sick. They should take it off the market. Come on. It's being stubborn. There we go. See, it's getting a little brown already. Come on. Being stubborn. One more piece over here. I think. There we go. I'm getting them all kind of close together. Did I do the center ones? I think so. Okay. I got the setting on 2. Let me check my camera and make sure you guys can see it. Yep. Alright, now I'm going to take my sauce here with a spoon. Mix it a little bit. I'm just going to pour it right on the top like that. Oh, this is killer. It is so good. I know I probably don't do too many great cooking videos, but I'll tell you something. Once you try this, it is super delicious. Alright, and you got a little bit left over, that's fine. I'll use it for the second batch of, then I usually just kind of smear it around the top a little bit, so all the Spam gets covered, and you can hear it now. I'll be able to turn the heat down once it starts really cooking. There you go. That's the way it looks. Alright, now what I'm going to do is leave it cook like that for a few minutes, or fry, I guess you call it. And then I'll be back when I start turning it over. I'll be right back. Alright, I moved my camera a little bit so you get a little better view. I'm going to start turning it over. I know they're a little bit brown in some areas, but now I kind of move them around to get the marinade on the bottom. And in a minute, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn my fire down. For some reason, these get more brown than the ones in the front, and I think it's because of the air back here is closed off, and here is the front of the stove. And there's windows in my kitchen here, in the front door. And I think what happens, okay, is I get more airflow in the front. That's why it gets hotter. These, you can see these getting done quicker than the ones in the front. It doesn't make any difference, even if I move the pan around. I want to get that nice sauce all over it. Now I'm going to put some more on, just a touch. Oh, that'll get all coated. I should have probably made a little more. I got some more that has to go in, but we'll leave this for a minute. I like moving them around because now I get the candy on the bottom side. You'll see what I mean here in a minute. This is called a love of labor, I guess. Come on. This is turning a nice color now. Alright, let me use my knife to help me because it's not being cooperative. There we go. This is the color I want. I went to Sam's Club. You probably can get them at Costco too, or any store. And I bought a carton, not a carton, but a package of Pyrex dishes. They're either square or rectangular in shape, and they're perfect for storing this in the refrigerator. And I just can't figure out why they make round containers, because nothing fits. I didn't see a round refrigerator yet. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. Okay, see, it's getting done already, so let me grab my container. I'll be right back. Okay, I got these are what the containers look like. Kind of neat. They're really good. They're really strong. So, when these start to get done like it is right now, I'll keep flipping them until they get nice and brown, except they stick sometimes. This is nice and brown. I'll be taking these out in a second. I just want to get them candied on both sides with the marinade and the brown sugar. Oh yeah, it's going to be good. Oh my God, you can smell it already. These aren't even ready yet, or on this side. I'll take some couple more. I'll lay them up inside, get them ready to slide in place. Okay. These I'll take out. I'll show you how I put them in there, like just about like that. Ready? Okay. They fit perfectly. Look at that. And at the very end, I'm going to take the sauce. Need a little bit more. That's fine. I'm going to put that down on the edge though. Like that. Just on the edge. This goes on the edge. So I don't burn myself. Alright. flip this one over and bring these over in the center. I may have to put a little more butter in. Maybe. Let's see what happens here. Probably could have made a little bit more marinade. I'm going to add a little bit more butter to this. Oops. Not a whole bunch, but just enough. Can you smell that yet? Boy, I tell you, it really makes you hungry just making this stuff. Okay. Side. Got 2 more pieces right here, and let's put the other one up there. Some of these might be ready to come out now. I'll turn this over. Really adds a lot of flavor to your Spam. Actually, I like it better than bacon. There's one right there. It's done. Oh, it's hot. Just take this here. Put that one in the center. Oh, we might have one be okay. These ones can come out. See how they stack in there? Real nice. Another one that can come out. This will be enough for me for 1 week. I usually take like 2 slices like this here and this one here, and I make it with eggs. I'll make a Cantonese eggs in my wok, and I'll show you how I do that if you're interested. Alright, some of these are ready to come out. This is ready to come out. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Candied. Bring it on, Gordon Ramsay, baby. Yeah, this is fine. This is getting hot. I'm going to set it down. This is fine. I don't know if you can see my container or not. I'm going to check the camera. Kind of, I guess. Okay. I'll bring the camera around and show you my container when it's full. Now, what I do with my carbon steel pan here is I will I have a credit card, old credit card. I'll go around, I'll scrape the whole sides, and it comes right off. It's no big deal. Heck of a lot easier to clean than stainless steel, that's for sure. Alright, leave that there. And pull this up and see if you can see this. That's what it looks like in there. This will be fine. At the end ones, for some reason, I always leave them a little bit longer because I like to have them a little brown. This one's about ready to go in, so I'll put that in. If you have any questions, leave them down below or comments. I'm sure there'll be comments. I get 50% good ones and 51% bad ones. Wait a minute, that's 101%. How can that be? I always get comments, bad comments, like you don't know what you're doing and you should use oil instead of butter or blah blah blah. My thing is, if you don't like it, there's a lot of other channels you can go to. And I don't get paid big bucks for doing this, you know that. Okay. I just like cooking and experimenting. This is about ready to go. I'm going to have 2 more pieces here. what I'll do is I'll get my spatula out. Just about ready to go. Because what I'm going to do is I are going to scrape the juice from the frying pan and pour it over the top of the whatchamacallits, the Spam. Kind of candy them on top. Okay, we got done here. I'll turn the heat off and put that right there. Alright, now let me adjust the camera so you can see what I'm doing. There you go. Okay. Now I'll take the pan here and scrape it down. This also helps to clean it because if you let it dry, it's a little more difficult to get the sugar off. Now this is all butter, by the way. Remember, fat makes things more flavorful, food more flavorful. There you go. We'll get it right. Bingo. There we have it. All I do is let this cool, and now we'll put it in the refrigerator. And we'll be all set. Let me give you a close-up picture of that. Oh, wrong way, Charlie. Oh, right there. There you go. How's that looking? Okay, we'll talk to you later. If you have any questions, please leave them down below in the comments. If you have any suggestions, complaints, same thing. And I'll put some other videos up in the corner that refer to this food preparation, so you can take a look at it if you so desire. We'll see you next time. Thanks for stopping into my dirty kitchen. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.